Good day, everyone. I'm Waylon Roberts. This is Kelly Shepard, Jillian Combs, Janie Feltner, and Isabella Joseph, and we are Brekke Center of the Arts. What is our purpose? Our purpose is opportunity. If Leslie County had a mother, it would be Mary Breckenridge. Her children sadly passed away when they were very young. Due to this, she committed her life to being a midwife and came to Leslie County because of our high mortality rate in children. She set up the Frontier Nursing Service and the old hospital in Leslie County, Kentucky. The buildings are now vacant. She's left her legacy behind, and since we see her as our mother, us, her children, now want to use those buildings, her legacy, to once again provide for Leslie County. The summary of our business is a nonprofit artisan center, 501c3 at one of the buildings called the Joy House. Our mission is to create a place for local artisans to share their skills and teach others about our Appalachian heritage. Leslie County's #1 resource is untapped, that resource being our people. Leslie County is full of innovative and crafty people. Crafts are one of our many traditions. However, there is nowhere for us to buy or sell crafts near us. Our talent is just going to waste. Here are just a few statistics. Our poverty rate is 32.5%, national average is 15.1. Our unemployment rate is 12.3%, national average being 5.4. There are only 95 employer establishments in the entire county. The center will allow others to learn and continue our traditions, but also draw interest by showing the talents of all the people in our county.
All right, so next is the market analysis of our business plan. Trends that this business will address is that most Eastern Kentucky shoppers are really interested in vintage and homemade goods. Most people would rather shop at a small local town than like this big, huge, mall complex. They love the historical appeal of these products and their vintage, and the fact that they're vintage. This way. Who are our customers and what do they desire? The key to successful business is meeting the needs and wants of your target group. Our target group would be like ages around 30 to 50. We feel that these people, we actually conducted a little survey, and most of the participants and customers of people that we want to be our participants and customers, they were most interested in wanting to acquire the skills offered at the center. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, people were stuck in their homes without many forms of entertainment. And so in order to, pass time, they immersed themselves into hobbies such as quilting and painting and creating music. This convinced people actually convinced people to make their own platforms to showcase their talents. And so, according to Wonder Label, 87% of handmade business owners are women, whom are a large part of our target group. We plan to reach these people through social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And on your packets in this part of the presentation, it should show a model of our customer. She looks kind of like a little Bitmoji, and she's around 30 to 50 years old. She's trendy. She loves to decorate her interior and outside of her house, and she's creative, and she also loves to make crafts.
So who are our competitors? We've looked at our competitors, and there is different art centers around the state of Kentucky. Some of the closest ones is Appalachian Art Center of Hyman, Kentucky, Polk County Artisan Center of Pikeville, Kentucky, Kentucky Artisan Center at Berea of Berea, Kentucky, Apple Shop of Whitesburg, Kentucky, Willen Hearts Incorporation of Cumberland, Kentucky. We also looked at online shops such as Etsy, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and others. Willen Hearts would be our strongest competitor because of the similar classes and how they hire their volunteers. They are also the closest artisan program to us. Online classes have become a huge trend since COVID-19 because everyone was quarantined and everybody just didn't have really anything to do. Our online classes are different than others because we provide hands-on creations such as quilting, woodworking, and dream catcher making.
Our management team will consist of a board of directors, some of which these people will have a background in business, arts, and education. Some of the roles will include an executive director, assistant director, budget and accounting specialist, and marketing specialist. We will also have volunteers that will help with the running and managing the center. This will include positions such as custodians and cashiers. We also plan to partner with the Leslie ATC School to provide internships for the students to help with the upkeep and renovations of the Joy House. In our operation plan, we will start renovations through our partnership with Leslie Fiscal Court and Leslie County Area Technological School. We estimate this will take around 3 to 6 months. Then we will recruit local artisans. This will be an ongoing process. After that, we plan to start offering classes and selling our store. We plan that this will occur after 1 month after renovations. Then we plan to create an online store for the crafts. This should be 2 months after opening. And then, as our business grows, we plan to host Zoom calls to teach classes. This should occur 1 year after opening. And then we plan also to host special events such as birthday parties and things like that. And then in about 2 to 3 years after opening, we plan to expand to other buildings on Hospital Hill, giving them a new purpose such as a B&B and restaurant and things like that.
So this is our website. Our website is Brecky Center of the Arts. This part of the website tells a little bit about us, about our story of to what we're doing. It also gives a little bit of our address of where we're located. This is some of the art that we will be selling. We have the dream catchers, a doghouse made by the woodworking, and the quilting. We also have some of our featured artisan teachers, and this tells a little bit about what they do. This is one of our teachers. She is the dream catcher maker. She teaches how to make dream catchers. This is our woodworking teacher. He teaches kids and anyone who wants to take the class how to teach the woodworking. This is our class. We have a basket making class, dream catcher class, and this is just to start out. We also have featured products. We have, hopefully, if it works out in the future, we'd like to do the upcoming events. And down here we have where we are located with our address, and this is how to contact us with phone number and our store hours and our social media accounts.
So next would be our financial strategy. How are we going to determine this required investment needed to start our business? We were hoping to request the Leslie County Fiscal Court for monetary support, like approximately a budget of about $100,000 for renovating. And we're also going to utilize the Leslie County Area Technology School because these students they offer these classes like welding and carpentry, and hopefully these people can come help. And the students are also going to have like their own hands-on experience with it as well, so they're benefiting too.
We also have our basic utilities, and it is $800 for basic utilities. It is not on your presentation, we forgot, but we also have, we estimated around $800 for the basic utilities such as heating, and that's around year-round, so like winter and stuff. For materials and fixed cost, repairs would be $500. That is what we're estimated around. Now, however, the variables will change due to the inflation.
So what if we have to start off smaller than what we originally thought? If we cannot get the desired amount to start the renovations and the classes in the actual building, we will start host. Our volunteer teachers will host paid online classes for the ones that we already have, which would be the woodwork, the baskets, and the dream catchers, stuff like that. And then that will still raise money to start the renovations and start our in-person classes. So onto the return on investment. We will generate our revenue from grants such as the New York Foundation of Arts. They offer very many for artisan schools like ours. Our sponsors could be anyone or any organization that sponsors artisan schools or artisan projects. We'll also have our classes, as mentioned, that will bring in income, and selling the artisan products that the students have created in their classes that will, yeah. our 3 to 5 year projection will, in 3 years, we plan to expand our classes into stained glass.
Finish your thought there.
We will expand our classes to stained glass, crochet classes, and featured events and basket weaving. Thank you.
All right, good job. Good job. Anyway, is there? I got you. This seems like something that would be, a draw to the area. And I didn't really hear any talk about partnering with like the tourism board or any outreaches like that. Is that something you considered, or how would you get them involved in what y'all are doing?
We have touched out, and we're working to do that. We just haven't got really to talk to them yet, but we have reached out.
We plan on having guest teachers come to events at our Artisan Center from other centers.
Okay. Yeah, and there's probably also more crafty magazines or events nationally that you can use to help market this, because I think this is something that's a big draw. What do you think the impact of the non-crafty locals would be? Just having this area for arts and the exploration. What do you think the impact it will have on the community?
I think it will encourage everyone to at least try something new and maybe get in touch with their craftier side. If they're not a crafty person, they may try one of our classes and realize they really like it.
And it will also help with the economics and getting money to Leslie County, with the tourism and all that.
It would draw opportunities to Leslie County.
Great job. I know I'm that woman that was your person that you're trying to market to. So I was like, I'm going. I want to buy that stuff. I really appreciated how many partners you listed, and that you talked about presenting this to the fiscal court and trying to get money for startup, and that you had researched so many different places, forget the one. You've researched so many, so great job with that. I guess I wanted to know a little bit more about your profit projection, because in your presentation you said profit projection, but really it should be like a revenue projection, because even though you're nonprofit, you're not going to have profits at the end. How much do you think you could be earning to keep this going?
We'd have to account for things such as repairs, paying the teachers. So really, we aren't sure at the moment. That will come maybe so later. We talked to a teacher. He teaches the woodwork, and we were talking about the actual renovation, and he said you couldn't get a complete, solid, particular number, especially now with all what's going on in the economy. So things can fluctuate and will.
Yeah, I love that, because I feel like with COVID, everything changes. And so I love that you had an idea to start small and to be well, if we don't get the money to start this building, then we can go ahead and just start with these classes online. But for a future pitch, I would love to see a projection of if you start small, with just those classes, how many people are going to be going to that? How much would they pay? That kind of thing. That'd be helpful. Good job.
So this is another one where I got to see the earlier version, and I just want to congratulate you on how far you've taken this from that. I was really interested in this one. I remembered you from before because I've always been fascinated by Mary Breckenridge and the frontier nursing and all that. So I also just want to really encourage you to think about the tourism potential for this. I think it's really significant. You mentioned that you're Willing Hearts?
Yes.
Yeah, how close are they?
They're about probably 2 hours away.
What was that?
They're about 2 hours away.
2 hours away, okay.
Yeah. We don't really, in Leslie County, we don't really have a very strong competition just because we're kind of isolated from others. So we figured that this would be a good opportunity for Leslie County to really grow and to become better than what it is today, because we really don't have many opportunities in Leslie County.
Right, and this is a real unique, the Mary Breckenridge tie there is something that's really unique that you can build on, and that's one of the things I really loved about this idea. One of the reasons I asked about how close you were to Willing Hearts and some of these others that you listed too. I mean, I drove in here from Louisville, and I'm on the Country Music Highway, as you're coming down, and I just think that there's opportunity here maybe to partner and collaborate with the other artisan centers and so on to create, a map or a road or just some marketing tourism to drive people to the area as a whole, and that notion of, I was looking at all the little quilt artwork, along the way, and some of the back roads around Kentucky. I just really encourage you to pursue that tourism angle hard.
We reached out to the Willing Hearts Studio, and we actually had a Zoom call with them a few weeks ago. So it was really nice to be in touch with other artisan programs.
Yeah, and think too about PR as a lower cost way to market. Because I think that this is a great story, and you've got that history aspect to it. I bet there's a lot more great photos, to tell the story, some archival photos and so on, and news folks love that kind of stuff. So I would just, encourage you to think about some PR angles to your marketing as well.
I would echo her comments about the concept, and some others mentioned that too. The concept is good. Presentation was pretty good. I like as well the story of Mary Breckenridge, and it just coincidentally, in the last day or two, I do follow the Appalachian Mountain Heritage social media page. I do follow that because I love the story of the Appalachian Mountains because we were born and raised here. So they had a picture of one of the frontier nurses in Leslie County in 1949 administering some medication to a household. Looked like it had 6 or 7 children in a very meager situation. It was no different probably there than it would be anywhere in the mountains. But I had never really thought about the concept of frontier nursing, and this is not what this is about, but it just so happens you talk about this today, and I actually saw a picture of that, and it really made an impression upon me. So great concept. I too believe it has more possibilities if you can get it well connected with all the resources that would be made available to you. I wasn't real clear on all the financials, and maybe the financial part of this is not the most important part. It may be more about the artisans being able to showcase their talents. I would ask this question. In your mind, what would you think would be the most popular item at one of these artisan events, displays? What could potentially be the most popular item? I'm sure they're going to be for sale. That's why they're there.
I would think probably the quilting or the dream catcher making.
Okay.
We didn't know anybody of making dream catchers, and then our biology teacher, she makes dream catchers, and she offered, and we asked her if she would like to be a part of it, and she said she would love to. So I think that those would be the popular ones.
Would those items be posted for the public to see and say,
Yeah,
hey, here's the price, and so-and-so made it, and it's of great quality, and that's going to be published?
They're on the website here.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well done, yes. Okay, all right. Good. Okay, that's all the questions I have.
I just wanted to make note, on your SWOT analysis, you did identify the possibility of losing a grant or scholarship as one of the threats to your business, and I just want to say that's where that community buy-in comes in so important. They'll give back to you if you give to them. So while tourism is also important, it's, you want to grow your local community. That's why you're here to do that. So keep that in mind.
Thank you all.
Thank you.